Okay, it looks like we are live. And we're here to talk about a company called Finishline Tax Services and maybe discuss some of the things that we can do about Finishline Tax Services. Uh, let's take a let's take a look right now at some of the things that we can do and share our screen with you. Let's see. You can now mess top live. Got it. Okay, this is not actually a live more than it is a video. That's all I'm doing right now. So I probably won't be answering any questions, in the chat box, but I would like to provide you some information if I have it. Okay, first of all, I'm going to do is we're going to look at finish line. Okay, finish line tax solutions. I'm going to share a screen with that. Can we share our screen? And okay, I'm really new at this, so I'm working it out, people. I'm working it out. I'm working it out. Trust me. Okay, here we go. I know how to share now. Share screen. Share screen. This is what we're going to do. All right. I think this is the one that I want. I'm getting used to this a little bit. Okay. All right. So far, I think I'm sharing the screen. I just want to be to see if I'm sharing the screen. Okay. Let's see. Is this the screen that I want to share? Let's go ahead and remove that and try one more time. Okay. Stop share. Now, let's share screen. Because I really need you guys to see this. Okay, so Chrome tab. There we go. This is how. Okay, I'm really getting used to this now. All right, there we go. Looks like we're doing it. Looks like we're going to be able to share the screen, but I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to go in and pick a different share screen. That's much better. Okay, now, as you can see, I'm on Google search looking up Finish Line. And let's see. And they're located at, the one that I used was located at 2646 South Loop West Suite 660 in Houston, Texas. And their phone number is 855-829-5464. They have a current reviews from the rating of about 3.8 out of 5, which is fairly low. When you look at the reviews on here, you can see that, and you want to see that there are a lot of low reviews for using Finish Line. And the main reason is that they don't return calls. They will take your money and not provide any services for you. They will take your money and they won't provide any services for you. As a matter of fact, I personally paid them like $1,700. They charged me out of that. They charged me $200 for preparing one tax return, which was my 2016. And then after they charged me that, I finally got back. I got back $500 because had to come back. I couldn't reach them. I couldn't reach Finishline Tax Services. So what I ended up having to do is contact the Better Business Bureau. Once I contacted the Better Business Bureau, then Finishline Tax Services then contacted me, then offered me they offered me a $500 refund. So the way I look at it, out of $1,700, I paid $200 for the 2016 return. They gave me $500. They were supposed to do an offer and compromise, so they owe me $1,000. Now, there are a lot of people out there that's having the very same problem using this company. And this company is a lot of times is referred by Optima Tax Services. Do not use Finish Line Tax Services. I am telling you, there is one thing that you can do, and I want to share that screen with you as well as soon as I get to it. I'm going to close this screen for now. See how that looks. Okay, when I close that screen, there is one thing that you can do that I plan on doing myself is filing, once you have exhausted all of your complaints, all of your filings for reviews, you can file a small claims. Now, I understand that you probably more than likely live in a different state than Finish Line. So if you file a small claims, it's going to ask you. Let me go ahead and share that with you. As a matter of fact, I want to share that screen. Hold on. Display, share screen. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Now you see this place right here? This place is called Squabble. This is what I'm going to use right now, where you can file a small claims case in minutes. And they're going to, once you fill out, the information, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you what state that small claims can be filed in. Okay, but here's the thing that you want to recognize: when it asks you, because you may live in a different state than Finish Line, when it asks you if you uh, where did it take place, you want to put your information, because if they did a contract with you, it took place in your state. If you put Finish Line's address, which is in Texas, then that's where the small claims will be filed. But you want the filing to be for the state that they serviced you in, because they did a contract with you via either the phone or the internet. And so this transaction took place with you in your state. That way, that's the only thing that you want to remember to do if you use a place like Squabble, is to make sure that you file a complaint and put down that it took place in your state, because it did. They made a contract with you in your state. I noticed that there were a lot of reviews out there. There's a lot of negative reviews out there. There's a lot of BBB complaints, whereas Finish Line is no longer accredited with the Better Business Bureau. There are a lot of people out there there's a lot of complaints on Piss Customer, There's a lot of Google negative reviews out there. You've got a lot of it seems like you got a lot of employees from Finishline that are going in there and putting in 5 stars reviews to help balance the negative reviews. But you have to remember this is what they're doing. They take your money, they do nothing, they don't contact you back until you raise a lot of noise. And then they contact when they have to answer to someone, then they'll contact you back. And by that time, you're sick of them, you're done with them, you want your money back, and they offer you a percentage. This is what I believe to be their true business is they offer you a percentage of the money that you paid. Like, let's just say, for example, out of the $1,700 I paid, they charged me $200 for a 2016 tax return. So that's $1,500 left that I'm paying for an offer in compromise, right? So what happens is what they do is they offered me $500 of that $1,500 back. So I got basically a third of my money back. And so what I believe is what they do is they take your money, but they don't, they take your money for absolutely doing nothing. That's what they do is they take your money for doing nothing. Now, what they were supposed to do for me is they were supposed to do an offer in compromise. And with an offer in compromise with the IRS, if you owe the IRS, a certain sum of money, and with Finish Line Tax Services, it's got to be at a minimum of $2,500, supposedly before they will take your situation. I don't want to say case because that sounds legal. So the offer in compromise has to come with certain forms. It has to come with an IRS 656. It has to come with an IRS 433-A if you're an individual. And then to accompany those two forms are bank statements and the source of your income, like if you're getting Social Security or if you're getting a paycheck, it's supposed to be sent with that. But what they did with mine is they filled out a form 656, they sent it to the IRS, and it got rejected because it was incomplete. And when I contacted them about it, it seemed like they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what the IRS wanted. They just knew that they had to fill out a form 656. They didn't know that the additional forms and personal documentation was going to be required. And that's something that we're going to talk about in another video. Is doing a IRS offer in compromise and doing it yourself. We're going to have all the documentation up here and doing that yourself because apparently Finish Line Tax Services don't know anything about that, and you're going to lose a lot of money. People, the minimum amount of money that from all the bad reviews that I've read, that people have lost at a minimum of $1,000. Do you have $1,000 just to give somebody for doing absolutely nothing at all? Well, anyway, I just want you to remember the name, Finish Line Tax Solutions. Spread the video, spread the word, do not use. Read the videos. And thank you for watching.
Mama.
Wait.